everybody always wants to know, what is cyber insurance? Cyber insurance is just like anything else. It's used to help protect against losses resulting from a cyber attack or incident. And from an IT perspective, cyber insurance is an important part of our security continuous posture. Now, of course, there's much more terms in there that you're going to, well, what's that mean, Steve? Of course, what cyber attack is, most people know what that is. You know, somebody hacks your computer, they steal your information, they pull up your monitor, you know, all that good stuff. But there are other things also like cyber incidents. Attack is an incident, but also an incident can be anything that results in loss of your data or information or access or to a technological asset, a computer, data, information, something like that. And to help protect all that, we have a security plan. And to represent that security plan, we have our security as a posture. It's kind of like, you know, you have a little kid who's stop slouching. That's the beginning of your security plan. And then as you become an adult, they start standing up straight, sit up straight, your posture gets more and more rigid. So that's what we mean by our security or incident posture, is how well we're implementing our plan. Our plan does consist of, I won't get into big details because we're talking security related stuff, and in a public forum we don't want to divulge too much information, but our security plan does involve a few things here, as you see policies, procedures, and try to do our best to implement standards, patching our software and our hardware. Britain actually has provided some cybersecurity training to our employees this year, which was very nice. We always try to make sure we use multiple redundant everything, vendors, hardware, software, connectivity, all sorts of stuff. We always try to do our best to provide least privilege access. We've been rolling out multi-factor authentication. That's still an ongoing project. We're still locking that down support, but we do have it in place. Data encryption, and of course we've partnered with security organizations that help us monitor our presence online, all that good stuff. So, of course, security plan, like I said, just like the little kid slouches, you know, plan is always evolving, just the children are always growing. So, I always try to keep up with the changes, new technology comes out.
Moves fast.
Moves fast. Let's see. When you're looking at security incident posture and trying to implement a security plan, there's always one main weakness. No matter how well you break your plan, there's one main weakness, and that's people. You know, I'm not talking users. I mean, users do things. They're part of the problem, but in this instance, when I talk about people, I'm talking about people in general. People are fallible. People create technology. So logic dictates technology is fallible. The only technological solutions that are secure are the ones that you don't use. I mean, even writing something down on a piece of paper and pencil, there's still security risks with that. So, I mean, unless you want to keep it all up here, if you're in 1984. So why do we need cybersecurity? Well, since all technology is fallible, it helps mitigate our risk. We do our best to keep everything safe and secure. We do our best to keep everything locked down so that we won't have any problems, but it's not a matter of if a problem happens, it's a matter of when a problem happens. You know, just like you drive a car along enough to change car, you're going to get into a car accident. So you can think of cybersecurity insurance like car insurance. So you get in an accident, your insurance is there to help protect you. And of course, it provides some really nice tools in the future, things like that. And Joe, if I say anything wrong, please speak up.
You're doing great.
This is probably where Joe will probably be able to answer a couple questions because I don't understand what all this includes. But this is what would be included in our cybersecurity and presented to us. All our liability coverage and our event discovery and reporting coverages. Some of it I understand, some of it I don't understand, which I hate to admit, but you know, I'll learn as we go. So you know, it basically, there's lots of things that can happen, so it covers lots of stuff. What we got here? And then of course, not only do we receive financial coverage, we do give preferred rates with cyber threat prevention vendors, and phishing tests, and all sorts of cool tech toys and stuff that I'm all like geek out with. So in conclusion, with ever-changing technological climate, no guarantees an attack or incident will never occur. A cyber insurance policy should be considered. It is from the IT department standpoint, a valuable part of our security posture and our security plan. It should be something that we seriously talk about. Now, with all that being said, I know we've been trying for a few years now, Paul.
Yeah, over the past few years, we really have not had sufficient cybersecurity insurance. It's been tough to get a carrier to get interested,
Yeah.
but with all the changes we've made to the department and the...
I know since we're the government, they have to put a big target on our back, so that they kind of elevates us in that risk pool. And then some of our security posture wasn't quite as rigid as it should be. We, like Paul said, we have put a lot of things in place now. We've been able to implement a lot more technologies. The cost of those technologies come down, we can actually be able to acquire them and implement them, and they're good things now. So we've been able to improve our security posture, which improves our chance of being able to acquire that insurance. And then hopefully, as Joe may will say, governments aren't the big bad wolf of cybersecurity events, and we're a little more insurable, I hope. I know the governments, because I can almost guarantee you whenever something's happening in the Middle East, I can always tell you when it's happening, because we get an influx of spam, phishing attempts, and all sorts of stuff, just because even as a local entity, we still get flooded with all that stuff. So.
Yeah, some of the revisions Steve's department has made has allowed us to comply with the request of the carrier. So Joe has come up with a couple options for us. One has an aggregate of $1 million coverage, the other one is $2 million. Premium for the $1 million is about $11,000, for the $2 million is about $18,000. So we can choose which one to go with. I would probably lean toward the $2 million.
Yeah.
To be safe. I don't think $18,000 is a bad price to pay. The deductibles are $10,000 per occurrence with an aggregate of $30,000. So
like I said,
that's not too bad either.
we do the best we can, and like I said, it's not if, it's when. Hopefully, when will happen well after I'm gone. But
Have there been any security incidents that cost the town money?
the cost of town money, no. We have had a few incidents in the years past we've been able to mitigate and take care of. It didn't cost us any issues, it didn't cause any problems.
I don't know if anybody heard that question. I was quite far from the microphone when I asked it. So I was just asking if there was any occurrences and what did they cost the town?
Yeah, we've had some minor occurrences, but we've been able to actually mitigate those relatively quickly, keep everything safe. When like a Ukraine war kicked off, we were part of a DDoS attack where they were basically trying to knock us offline and keep us from functioning. But with the redundancy of the systems that we have, we were able to basically fight that off as they were attacking us. We were saying, no, go away, go away, go away. Fail over there, to kind of work around that attack as it was in progress. So it never happened. Causes any issues. I think maybe one user may complain that their email got locked up on them or something.
So does this need to upgrade our system too and everything?
I'm sorry?
Does this need to be upgraded our system for this, insurance?
No, the systems don't need to be upgraded. Well, they're continually upgraded. We usually try to have a plan in place to keep them current, so that way they have the latest and greatest protection from the latest and greatest vulnerabilities that are always being found. Like I said, technology is created by people, and if people create it, people will break it. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think it can be underscored that we were not eligible for cyber insurance because the controls and things we needed in place, we didn't have in place a couple years ago. Now, where everybody is like, whoa, Jen, your question about, well, did we get hacked or did we lose any money? We didn't. So that's all good. So the past is the past. There's also the analogy of, and I know, Joe, you're going to like this as an insurance agent. I've owned my home for 27 years, Joe. I have fire insurance on my home. I've never had a fire. I don't think I need fire insurance. Never had a loss. Is that how it worked?
Not quite.
I didn't think so. what has happened over the last 4 years, and I'm going to say COVID was the start of this, because COVID made our organization have to kind of look at how we were structured from an automation or IT perspective. And the best way I can explain it, and Steve, you tell me, for the most part, when an employee of the town, a town computer system, when they came into work at 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning and they opened their computer and email and systems and whatever, when they left at 4:30, that was it. When they left the building, there was no remote access.
Yep.
Now, anybody watching this and whatever probably knows that is not the way the world works in the rest of the world. But that was somewhat pretty common for government, which was a culture shock to me, John, being in private. COVID made us have to look at, like, either we're paying these people and sending them home, which the taxpayers weren't going to like, or we figure out a way for some of them we send home to have them operate remotely. And that's where I can't go to see, your staff has done a lot in the last 4 years to get us from where we were, that through all that COVID and getting people working remotely, and then that kind of opened the eyes to, well, hey, maybe we shouldn't be storing everything on our servers. We should go into the cloud and take a look at some of our applications and blah, blah. So this has just been like almost a snowball rolling downhill. And it's not crazy use of IT. It's kind of like this is how IT and how users that work need to access things in the 21st century in 2024. Where our inspectors at construction sites, instead of taking notes on paper, are like you, Dan, they have one of those iPads and they are updating what the site looks like, and in real time it's going into our computer system, database, whatever. This is what we've been doing, and because of that, it does start to make you a little bit more risky for being hacked. However, we've tried to counteract that with, going into the cloud and taking some of our big systems, the application or the software providers. They give us a much better level of security when you go into the cloud, both in the security but also in the redundancy of
that's
data.
redundancy.
And all of those moves, and I don't want to, Joe, our insurance agency, as that was happening, we went from, we don't have enough of the things we need to get cyber insurance to, well, now we do have enough of the things. We do have dual authentication for certain things to, once again, keep the bad guys out. But there is no system where you can keep the bad guys out 100%.
No,
if anybody tells you that they have a system like that,
they're
he's
constantly
lying to you.
I mean, I can show you logs of hundreds of thousands of attempts every day.
Yes. So,
It gets to a point where it's like the Matrix. I don't see the code anymore. I see block, but keep it. So.
I guess I would say this, and I go back to the joke. It's not a joke. I shouldn't have to have fire insurance anymore, Joe. I've never had a fire. And past performance should indicate that I don't need fire insurance. But we've never had a hack on our computer system. Well, we have a lot of changes to our computer system that make it more risky, but we've also taken some steps to make it less risky. I guess I would just say this. If we decide to go with cyber insurance at a premium of $11,000, $18,000, I tend to lean on what Paul thinks is the best bang for the buck financially. And I think you said the $2 million coverage with the $10,000 per occurrence, $30,000 aggregate annual
Premiums 18.
deductible. If we come back here in 10 years, and Charlie, you're going to still be the town attorney in 10 years, and we're all still here in 10 years, and we look and we say, that we just paid, all factors equal, 10 years, $180,000 in premiums. That assumes the premiums don't go up, big assumption, not going to happen. And we never got hacked, and we never had a claim. Well, then you could make the argument we wasted $180,000 over 10 years. I'll tell you what, one of these,
Say one claim,
one of these, millions in both direct costs but also that soft cost of loss of productivity. If we're shut down and whatever, now that the town, we're paying our staff and we can't service our citizens, how much does that cost? So, and as Joe knows, I come, my father was in insurance for a long time, so I get it, and this one I gotta say, does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we IT departments and staff, 3 people, we have, 14 departments? 14, I've lost count of years. We went from 3 facilities to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think now, facilities that we have to take care of. And then, like you said, with COVID, everything started to go remote, and started, people take stuff more home, which gave me many sleepless nights, because like you said, we really governed everything internally, we kept it that way. Luckily, we were able to find that solution. It didn't cost us any money except for making some man hours in the IT department to be able to get everybody to be remote. But security-wise, it wasn't the best solution. So, but we were able to then implement things in this kind of this, like you said, sort of the whole ball rolling with, well, how can we make this better? How can we make this more secure? How can we make this so that people can still use it and still balance that security versus usability then? And of course, like I said, we get security versus usability, and we make the security a little bit better. That's where insurance comes in.
Yeah. And one of the things I like about insurance, and I admit I'm the son of an insurance agent, but the insurance almost creates a check and balance audit to, you don't just all of a sudden, hey, we got insurance, so let it fly, we can just get lazy and who cares, we got insurance. No, it's the exact opposite. You have to stay on top of things, and you have to show that insurance carrier that from year to year, you meet the audits and this and that you haven't taken the foot off the gas of protection. Protection is not cyber insurance. That's disaster protection. The protection is how you constantly, day to day, work on your system and checks and balances and securities and stuff.
Yeah, that's very posture.
Yeah. So, anyway, any other comments or questions? I don't think we talked about this, Paul. This isn't a resolution type thing. I mean, it's a.
No, I don't think so. It's protection that we need, and I think we're just gonna go forward with it. We have budgeted monies available, so.
Yes, I know we've been trying for, I know documented wise, I got 2 years of documentation, I go back, we're turned down for it, but I know we were trying to borrow now, so.
Yeah, I think at least 4 or 5.
So we should have the funds in there somewhere.
Right.
Okay, and I guess that's
That's it?
Right?
Thank you.